Subscribe to our channel. Your subscription will help us a lot to grow and bring Liverpool FC news. Liverpool continue their fantastic form in 2025 with another Premier League win. Liverpool maintained their dominant run in 2025 with another impressive victory in the Premier League, securing a 2-0 win against Bournemouth. However, there is plenty happening behind the scenes at the club. In today's video, we'll cover some major FSG news, go over the latest Liverpool updates from the past 24 hours, and analyze the 5 key talking points from today's match against the Cherries. Before we dive in, make sure to like the video and subscribe for more Liverpool content. Arne Slot provides injury update on Trent Alexander-Arnold. Following Liverpool's 2-0 win over Bournemouth, manager Arne Slot provided an update on Trent Alexander-Arnold's injury, which forced him off the pitch. Although Liverpool weren't at their most fluid in attack, they delivered a professional performance against a strong opponent. Goals from Mohamed Salah ensured a happy return home for the travelling Cop, as the Reds extended their lead, at least temporarily, at the top of the Premier League. However, the only downside to the victory was Alexander-Arnold's early exit due to an apparent hamstring issue. The right-back was forced off in the second half and replaced by Connor Bradley for the final 20 minutes. After the match, Slot commented on the situation. "He told me, 'You have to take me off.' He sat on the floor, and we had to take him off. He felt something, but I cannot tell you exactly what it is or how bad it is. Of course, we are only 1 hour after the game, but it's never a good sign when a player asks to be substituted. I would be surprised if he plays on Thursday, but let's hope he's back as soon as possible." Upcoming fixtures and potential lineup changes. Liverpool face Tottenham on Thursday in the League Cup semi-final at Anfield, trailing 1-0 from the first leg. With a chance for squad rotation against Plymouth in the FA Cup, Alexander-Arnold would likely have started both matches. If he remains sidelined, Bradley is expected to make his 8th start of the season as his trusted right-back replacement. Following the Plymouth clash, Liverpool's Premier League schedule includes Everton, Wolves, Manchester City, Newcastle. Concerns over recurring injury issues. This isn't Alexander-Arnold's first hamstring issue this season. In November, he missed 3 matches with a similar problem. In fact, this marks the 3rd time in 18 months that the defender has struggled with a hamstring-related injury, raising concerns about his long-term fitness. Liverpool fans will be hoping for a swift recovery as the team gears up for a crucial period in the season. He has missed football due to hamstring injuries. In significant FSG news, Liverpool owners Fenway Sports Group are still actively seeking at least one more club to add to their portfolio, though a long wait for investment comes as no surprise. While speculation about FSG acquiring a new football club to operate alongside Liverpool has quietened significantly in recent months, work is still ongoing to identify the right opportunity. According to the Liverpool Echo's chief business of football writer, Dave Powell, the ownership group remains committed to a project led by Michael Edwards. There has been no specific timeframe set, and despite a failed bid to purchase Bordeaux in July, they are simply prepared to wait for the right investment opportunity. FSG's approach should not come as a surprise, and there is no indication that Edwards, who was appointed CEO of football in March 2024 with a focus on leading a multi-club model, would be at odds with this strategy. After all, this is the exact method the American-based group has taken when it comes to transfers at Liverpool. Their investment strategy is measured, preferring to minimize risk as much as possible, but they also have an opportunistic side, as demonstrated by their attempt to acquire Bordeaux, Powell explains. In analyzing this prolonged wait for investment, an interesting comparison can be made with Redbird Capital Partners, minority shareholders in FSG, and their eventual purchase of Toulouse in 2020. That deal was the result of more than 2 years of work, during which Damien Comolli, once Liverpool's sporting director, compiled a dossier on more than 80 clubs across Europe and beyond. This included analytical research on not just football infrastructure, finances, and media deals, but also the demographics of the locations in which they sought to acquire clubs, examined in a thorough and meaningful manner. Simply put, FSG will be looking for the right club at the right price, not only to strengthen their portfolio but also to enhance Liverpool's operations. Any additional club will be viewed as a development prospect for Liverpool, particularly regarding the recruitment of players who could eventually make the step up to Arne Slot's squad. Interestingly, ESPN reports that FSG are now prepared to sell a minority stake in another of their assets, the NHL franchise Pittsburgh Penguins, as part of their wider financial strategy. With known interest in expanding into the NBA, let's now go over the 5 major talking points from Liverpool's win against Bournemouth. The first is the squad depth on display. It was hard not to feel for Bournemouth manager Andoni Iraola, who came into this match with a staggering 9 first-team players sidelined through injury. Liverpool, on the other hand, arrived on the south coast with a fully fit squad, a rare situation that meant stars like Joe Gomez and Federico Chiesa were left out entirely. This was in stark contrast to the same point last season, when the Reds faced a similar injury crisis while still being expected to maintain Premier League title-winning form. The fact that they have managed to avoid such problems this time could be the key to getting over the line. It may also lead to greater recognition that, in a normal campaign not plagued by an extraordinary number of fitness issues, Liverpool possess the strongest squad in the league. Trent Alexander-Arnold's early withdrawal is a concern, with Slot stating that the player felt something, though the extent of the issue remains unclear. The second key takeaway is Mohamed Salah's continued brilliance. Journalists and fans alike are running out of superlatives to describe him, so the best way to highlight his greatness is by listing the records he continues to break. Against Bournemouth, the Egyptian scored twice, surpassing Frank Lampard to claim 6th place on the Premier League's all-time top scorers list. This brace also meant he equaled Thierry Henry's record of scoring 20 or more league goals in 5 different seasons, with only Alan Shearer, 7, Sergio Aguero, 6, and Harry Kane, 6, ahead of him. Salah's true brilliance, however, lies in his ability to deliver in crucial moments, as he demonstrated once again in this challenging test of Liverpool's title ambitions. The third major talking point is Alisson Becker's return to form. It has been a gradual process, but it now seems the Brazilian is back to his best. While luck often plays a role for goalkeepers, there was a sense that he was not quite making the jaw-dropping saves fans had come to expect following his return from a hamstring injury. However, he has steadily regained his rhythm in recent matches, and after his performance in this crucial victory, few would doubt that he is once again at the peak of his game. Although Liverpool were generally solid defensively, Alisson still had work to do, making crucial saves worth 0.75 expected goals. His standout moment came late in the game with a phenomenal reflex stop down low to his right, preventing a goal that could have led to a tense finish. It bodes incredibly well for Liverpool that their last line of defence is once again displaying the world-class form that made his name. Another key takeaway is Ryan Gravenberch's growing influence. It is remarkable to think back to the start of the season when many believed Liverpool's biggest issue was the number 6 position. Just a few months later, they arguably have one of the best holding midfielders in the world. The Dutchman showcased his quality again in this match, winning more tackles, 4, and duels, 9, than any other player on the pitch while also completing passes at the highest rate, 93%. It is more than any Liverpool fan could have imagined when he was first tested in that role late in pre-season. Liverpool also demonstrated both sides of Slot's tactical philosophy. While the match may have felt tense for emotionally invested supporters, the first half was arguably one of the best performances under the new manager. The visitors completely dominated the opening 45 minutes, accumulating 1.93 expected goals while restricting a strong Bournemouth side to just 0.18. A response from the hosts was inevitable, but the way Liverpool handled it was just as impressive as their early control. Bournemouth applied pressure but only managed 0.82 expected goals in the second half before ultimately being undone by Mohamed Salah on the counter-attack. That this Liverpool side can both dominate games and grind out results when necessary is precisely why they sit top of the table, 9 points clear of Arsenal ahead of their clash with Manchester City on Sunday. Attention now turns to domestic cup action, with fixtures against Tottenham and Plymouth before a trip to Everton next week.